Hello Scorpio, welcome to your weekly reading for the week of July 7th. Thank you for being here. I hope you are doing well. Let's see what's coming through for you. You can use this for your sun, moon and rising sign. And if you want to book a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Send me an email to schedule a reading. Now let's see what's coming through for you. Scorpio, sun, moon and rising. Scorpio. All right, so let's see. King of Cups, that's your energy. Seven of Wands and the Tower card. Three of Cups. Okay, something to do with friendships here, your social circle. It could be social media. And yeah, this is where you are meeting someone, and it could be either you making them understand something here, over explaining things like that, and this is where you are this is frustration. Both these cards here has to do with frustration. So it may have something to do with something that you are working on, and maybe it's not going the way you had expected, and you might have to take it up with whoever is concerned. And yeah, on the other hand, this is also last minute changes. It could be that you are rushing through things. Maybe there are several things that are on your plate, and you are rushing through things to make sure things are complete before the deadline. Something to do with your stability, security is also on the line. It could be some health related, it could be relationships, it could be a place of living. That is one area that you are focusing on. Something unexpected is happening. On the other hand, Scorpio, what I want to say is protect what is meaningful for you. So for sometimes it has to do with protecting our own sanity, So it's important to know where you are putting your time, your energy, what is meaningful and what is not. Because this is unnecessary stress. Yes, if something is important for you and things are not going the way you had expected, then of course you have to do what needs to be done. So but it's also important to not so stress, I mean, how can you beat stress? What happens is sometimes we just get pulled into stress, a stressful situation. The reason why is because we were not expecting it. Sometimes things just happen and we are not prepared. That presence of mind is not there. Then we react. That is something. That is what I am seeing here for you. And if we don't take that breathing space, just to pause and breathe, then if we don't take that if we don't remember to pause and breathe, then it will be like a big mess. If you take that moment, then things will work out fine here. But sometimes things just happen, I mean, what can we do? But Tower, what I want to say is Tower is a blessing in a disguise. It may not appear that way, when you are going through it, it may not appear that way, but this is an obstacle that is going away. This situation actually is a blessing in a disguise. So maybe you will find out what this is all about later on. For some, it could be a move. It could be that you are changing homes. It could be all the stress that comes with it. You have to figure things out, and you have a deadline, and you have to deal with the vendor, the movers, and whatnot. For some, it could be anxiety, overwhelm, health related. For some, it could be that someone is challenging your way of doing things, your ideas. For some, it could be you brainstorming, brainstorming new way of doing things. Okay, on the 7th, I'm reading for the week of July 7th. And on the 7th, we have Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini. Uranus is a planet of unconventional thinking, unconventional ideas. That's what I'm seeing here for you, thinking outside the box. This situation requires presence of mind, and this situation requires a different approach, a different attitude, a different perspective, So just be mindful of what's coming your way so you can then prepare yourself. And this energy also has to do with freedom, Scorpio. So this is actually helping you release something that's maybe you were on the fence, maybe you were thinking about doing something about it, but maybe you didn't get a chance to actually do anything about this. So now is maybe the universe is interfering, and maybe now is a time when things are happening and you don't have any option but to let it go or figure out what you can do about it. So not sure in which area this is happening though. Yeah, freedom, you're freeing, releasing something. So for some, this may have something to do with the weather situation, because this is a thunderstorm, power outage, things like that. So you might come across things like that, power outage, phone lines not working. Remember, we are also in Mercury retrograde. It's happening on the 17th, but we are in shadow period. So Mercury has to do with communication and technology and things like that. So this is the time when we might come across some challenging issue, communication issues, something to do with our phone lines, messages not getting through, things like that, and also conversations. So it's important to know. It's important to ask the right questions, and it's important to understand what's going on, so avoid making any assumptions. And this is also where some informations are not there, it's not clear, the clarity is not there. So asking the right questions is important before reacting. And then that will save you a lot of time, energy, stress is what this is. So on the other hand, on the 10th, we have the full moon happening in the sign of Capricorn. And the full moon is also the time when we might feel like sensitive, and we might also come across some new insights and revelations and realizations, things like that. So pay attention to your intuition, and also know what's happening internally, externally, signs, synchronicities, things like that. And on the 13th, we have Saturn retrograde happening in the sign of Aries. Now, Saturn is all about commitments. Saturn has to do with discipline and work, putting in the efforts. So Saturn retrograde can make us feel a little bit restricted. So this is where it could be that you are trying to do something, but you are coming across some setbacks and some delays. So just be aware of what's going on in the sky, and it's all about working with what we got, and remaining flexible is important. So fighting with it and struggling with things may not work, is what I want to say. Yeah, this has to do with, it could be communication. Yeah, it's like maybe somebody spent a lot of money on something without Something like that is coming through. That's what I'm getting intuitively. Three of Cups. Three of Cups here also has to do with something someone is telling you, Scorpio. So you don't want to just go by someone's words, their promises, their behavior. It's important to again ask them what's going on. So this is gossips, meaning maybe even when I said gossips, it could be that someone is coming to you and telling you something about somebody else, and you might react. Or it could also be something that you are trying to do here, like a project you are working on. So they might, so you don't want to just go by somebody's words. Instead, you also want to make things clear, like get things in writing. That's important. So written communication is important. So then you can use it as a proof. And this is also where you are coming across something to do with your home. For some, it could be just something unexpected like maintenance issues, or it could be, yeah, something like that. Maintenance or. Okay, Scorpios, the message is quiet retreat. For some, this is also travel coming through. And yes, you might come across something. So what I want to say is be proactive and take care of things in advance. Don't leave anything for the last moment, because then you will have to then rush through things. So if there is something, pay attention and to know what needs your attention, and also pay attention to the details. So you don't want to overlook anything, and that won't go well. So carefully going through things is important, because we are in retrograde again, just reminding you. So it's important to carefully go through things to make sure everything is smooth and going well. So quiet retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself, and you will have more clarity about what to do next. Yes. If there is something happening, like I said, quiet retreat. So again, what I really like intuitively, what I'm getting is, this is a week where you don't want to listen to others. You want to listen to yourself, Scorpio. Trust yourself, trust your own intuition. If there is someone is telling you something that the sky is falling, tell them, just ask them to just calm down. So it's important you trust yourself, trust your own judgments is important. And if something is happening, it's also important not to panic, and stay away from the noise, so you can listen to yourself, and then follow the guidance that you are receiving. So that's important. So let me read this out to you. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself, and you will have more clarity about what to do next. Yes. So yeah, you don't even want to listen to me, other tarot readers on the internet, someone on the internet. Instead, it's important to just follow your own guidance. Do what's best for you. Thank you for being here. I hope that was helpful. Take good care of yourself. Also remember to watch the moon and the rising sign as well. And if you want to book a personal reading though, my email is in the description box below. Okay, shoot me an email. And now take care. I'll see you in the next reading.